Okay. Hello everyone. Can you please let me know if you can hear me or not? And we'll start the session as soon as possible then. Right. Okay. So in fact, you can't let me know if you can hear me. So let me just. Uh, right. So because members mode is on, I know. Right. So we'll start within like 1 minute. We'll wait for other people to join. So in the meantime, we'll just go ahead and watch this particular video that we have here for all of you. Right. So let's begin without wasting any further time. Right. So this was basically a demonstration of how our website works and how the analytics work. Right. So in the meantime, first let me show my face here. So I'm Atulya, the founder of the website. Uh, right. So first of all, this is a members special live, so all of you can see it. However, only the members that are members on the YouTube channel can join. Right. So the reason why we are doing so is because every time we've seen that humongous number of people join, and then they have like tons and tons of comments. Right. So I miss on most of those comments based upon if there are very genuine doubts, because I can't reply to, let's say, 2,000. If we go live within 1 hour, there are like approximately 25,000 people who join that live throughout the 1 hour. Right. So I can't reply to, let's say, if 1,000 or 2,000, doubts at the same time. So which is really like, okay, let's go. Let's have something called as membership. It just only costs 29 bucks. So you can go ahead and join that. I guess on the chat section, you just need to click upon join and then just pay 29. Google Pay and Phone Pay and all of them you can pay via that. Right. So, basically this image tells you that, okay, below the subscribe button, there would be a join. So there are a few perks for this as well. Right. So whenever we upload a video, so let's say we uploaded a video at 11 a.m. in the morning, but we push that live at 7 because of marketing reasons. So which is why for live members, you will be able to watch that video hours before it goes live for other people. Again, we will come very frequently. We will come live for only our members. So members only live session. So other people cannot join it. So this is the first day when we've launched our live members membership. And then again, in future sessions also, maybe the chat would be only enabled for the live sessions. Again, extra 10% discount on the coupons of the online classes. So we give 10% discount by default. So you will get 10 plus 10. So 20% or 25% discount on our online classes apart from the general people. Again, whenever you comment, so there's a loyalty badge as well. So loyalty badge would be displayed and some emojis, cool emojis and all of that as well, right? So, you could do that. It will take us a minute in the meantime, right? So let's begin. So the reason why I wanted to come online is because a lot of you are confused. Even our online class or the Prime Video course students were confused about, TCS website now says a syllabus, and earlier they were not saying syllabus at all. Right now, what is this? Why they have given this syllabus, and what Prep Insta is telling is very much different, right? So again, this is a good thing that TCS has given the syllabus, but every year we've seen that, they give the syllabus, but it's a little different. Other topics also come in the exam. So for example, let's say if you look at numerical ability, so there are only 4 sections: number system, arithmetic, elementary statistics, and data interpretation. Now, a lot of you would say elementary statistics, do I have to learn mean, median, mode? No. So you don't even know what elementary statistic is. Elementary statistics is not mean, median, mode, average, and uh, that's what statistics are, right? So those are not that. It is something else. So kind of they are grouping topics together and create a subtopic. So we'll discuss about that. Uh, we had a chat with TCS also. So I have constantly told them that okay, uh, keep the syllabus very concise because people don't see, let's say, speed, time, and distance, and it comes in the exam, and they're like, even I did not study speed, time, and distance at all. Last year there were questions from physics which were torque questions, that torque formula is there. Mechanical people would know more about the torque formula. So all of this would be there, right? So you can go ahead and join the membership, and whatever questions that you have, I'd answer all of them. So thank you. Most of the people are saying good things, that they are glad to join. So we'll discuss about it. So first, let's discuss what TCS is saying, right? So they are saying that okay, English grammar is the first topic, and reading comprehension, right? Only two topics in verbal ability? No, there are multiple topics, so we'll decode them as we go ahead. And then again, in reasoning ability, so again, the correct syllabus is mentioned on Prep Insta, or the online class student, whatever we are telling our Prime Video course students, you trust that. Don't worry. We have seen this happens every year. Every year we go ahead and tell all these people that okay, this is partially correct syllabus. There are additional topics that also they ask, which we are telling you that these are the additional topics. Some people believe it, some people choose not to believe in, and then let's say they do not study permutation combination, and then it comes in the exam. They do not study probability, and it comes in the exam. So just trust whatever is given on Prep Insta. Please, it will be good for your placement preparation. Okay, reasoning ability. So they are saying figural and factual analysis, decision making, propositional reasoning. So if you Google propositional reasoning, you will not get anything. It's like a made up word, to be honest. Okay, visual and spatial reasoning, problem solving, decision making, right? And in numerical ability, what they are saying is, number system, arithmetic, elementary statistic, and data interpretation, right? So all of these are the topics according to TCS, and then number of questions. Obviously, what they are saying is correct, right? So don't worry about that. So if we are to talk about just the additional topics, so these are the actual additional topics. Maybe a lot of focus would be given on other topics that they are also saying, but this is what we've seen in the last 4 years being asked of CCQT and TCS as well, right? So again, maybe a lot of you also gave digital exam, right? In digital exam you saw questions from para jumbles, you saw questions from sentence ordering as well. Is it mentioned anywhere in this TCS slide? No, it's not, but they asked it, right? So again, the same thing would happen. Whatever syllabus we are giving is correct, whatever is given on the website is correct. Logical reasoning are also there to practice on the website, right? So again, I'll talk more about the syllabus in terms of number of questions expected and all of that this time, because maybe a lot of you would have seen the syllabus video. So in that also it was a little bit same, right? So fill in the blanks. I guess if there are 24 questions, I would say approximately half of them, half, 50% of them would be fill in the blanks questions. Now, fill in the blanks questions, based upon prepositions, tenses, articles, and vocabulary. So again, 50% fill in the blanks, 40 to 50%. 50% is an upper bar. Again, I would say that approximately 2 questions would be on sentence completion. I would say, sorry, 1 question would be on sentence completion. Uh, if we combine both sentence ordering and passage ordering, I would say out of 24, 3 questions would be there. Right. So let's stack them up. 12 from fill in the blanks, 1 from sentence completion, 13, 2 questions from passage and sentence ordering, 15. Right. Now, sentence arrangement is a topic that I'd say either 0 questions would be there or 1 question would be there, approximately. What we've seen based upon the TCS and CCQT pattern, which is the syllabus that we are assuming would be, right? So again, let's say, obviously 0 or 1, but I'll count the upper limit. Obviously, it will go beyond 24 questions in that case, right? So again, meaningful sentence, I'll say 1 question, definitely not 0. 1, right? So in this case, now we are at 17 questions. Reading comprehension, I will say 4 questions would be there approximately, right? 21 questions, right? Now, error identification, error correction, both of them, if you package together, so in that case, 2 questions. So we are already at 22, 23 sort of. Obviously, we'll cross the 24 limit because I'm giving the upper bound here, right? Now, error correction and error identification, 1 question, right? So we are at 23 now. Again, synonyms, antonyms, 2 questions, right? So 23 plus 2, 25. Word selection 0 or 1, so which is why upper limit 26. So again, I'll just very quickly write this down also very quickly, uh, so in this case, I am saying that, okay, 12 from here, sentence completion maybe 0 or 1. So these two clubbed together, I would say 2 again. So you can also verify going back. I was not saying random numbers. This is what we have understood from the previous year patterns, right? Okay. So again, sentence arrangement, in this case, 0 or 1. Meaningful sentence 1. Reading comprehension 4. Error correction and identification 2. These two again. Word selection, maybe 0 or 1, I'll say. Right. So maybe you can take a screenshot of this. We, we've also posted it on our website, right? Now, in terms of cutoff, uh, one thing, so you would see that, okay, already we mentioned that out of 24 questions, the cutoff is 22. Now, the cutoff is very high. I'll tell you the reason why. These are not official numbers, but what we think internally at Prepinsta would be, right? Last year, approximately 2.5 lakh people applied for TCS, close to 2.5 lakh people, right? And then they rolled out 40,000 job offers. Now, there's a fake news going on the internet that TCS will also hire 40,000 people this year, right? So let me tell you what happened. And there are a few companies who also told us, right? Told the same thing. It's not true. TCS will not hire 40,000 people. What? So basically, one of the person, I think he was the CEO of the CEO of TCS, or maybe the HR head of TCS. I do not exactly remember. He went on national television, that is Economic Times and all of that, and he told that we would be hiring 40,000 people. Now, what he meant by that is, in 2020, NQT happened, right? With that, they gave 40,000 offers. Now, those students are still in college, a good amount of them. Final year exams are still yet to be taken for 2020 batches for some colleges. So they were like, okay, these last year people, these offers, we will convert them to joinings. So we are hiring these 40,000 or onboarding. The correct way would be, the correct thing would be onboarding, right? Now this year, 40,000 is not the number. Now again, NQT exam would be given by, I would say, since 2019, 2020 and 2021 and even 2022 are eligible, right? So in this case, I would say that totally, if we look ahead, there would be 4.75 lakh people approximately giving the exam. However, TCS has mentioned that other companies will hire other batches. We will only hire 2021 for now. So if we only look at 2021, last year the number was 2.5 because most of the other people were placed, because this year companies are hiring less. Because this year companies are hiring less, so which is why uh, a lot of people are unplaced. A lot of people are not going abroad for studies. A lot of people are not even giving GATE. So this year, in terms of these 4.5 lakhs, we assume that approximately 3.5 lakh people to would be of 2021 would be giving the exam. Right now, our internal prep and start estimation is this number would be 20,000 this year. Now, since approximately, if we take the total number of people that you're competing with have gone up by 1.75x in comparison to last year, the total number of offers that they were giving last year have reduced by 50%, which is why this cutoff, 22 questions. Maybe it's a little different on the website, so my team would update it, but this is my estimation, right? Now again, difficulty level would be medium, so it's an easy section more or less. But then again, the cutoff is very high, so even if you do 2 questions incorrectly, it may impact. Right. So again, moving ahead further, in terms of reasoning ability. So the reasoning ability section is the first time when we are seeing this section, right? But then you'll argue, how does Prepinsta know syllabus? Because the exam last year was conducted by TCS, but this year there's an ion division, which is basically also helping them. Last year also they helped them, and the platform that you filled, obviously you went to a website called as tcsion.com, right? So it's a division that helps. I've told this already, but it's a division that helps. RRB, JEE, IIT, AIEEE, SCAT, and all of these exams. So all of these exams happen online because of the infrastructure provided by a subdivision of TCS that is called as TCS Ion. Right. So with the TCS Ion syllabus, we are able to understand that this is the syllabus. Okay. Now, additionally, let me go back. So with the English grammar, whatever that they mentioned is the part of English grammar. You can consider this. So whatever we mentioned in the slide, all of these topics are part of grammar. So they are basically blatantly saying grammar. You should know grammar. Now, how we choose to ask questions from your knowledge of grammar is up to us, right? So, for example, if they are asking, yeah, just give me 1 second also. So, in the meantime, I'll side by side open up the chat for all the people in this particular case so that we can get more questions. Right. So probably I am not sure, even I'm very new with this. I want a few more questions, which is why I'm saying that, okay. So let's get more questions. Maybe you can refresh this page. You would automatically get that, okay. Other people can also comment, right? So in this particular case, again, the syllabus of TCS and CCQT is given by us. We know about that particular syllabus, which is why we know for logical reasoning as well. So in terms of logical reasoning, one more thing that I would like to add here is visual reasoning. So that is additionally is something that we would be taking care in our prime video course for TCS as well, right? So again, meaningful word creation, number series, so we saw a lot of number reasoning questions in the digital exam that happened a few days ago. A lot of number reasoning questions, right? We saw a few good amount of odd man out in some cases of sets as well, right? Now again, coding decoding, we saw that they asked that a lot. Data sufficiency, we saw that they asked in some of the things, right? So again, which is why these are a little important for I'm sorry, for TCS as well, right? So in this particular case, and in the CCQT exam, what I'm saying, right? So we saw that in the latest CCQT exam that happened like 4 or 5 days ago, digital also, they asked some coding decoding questions as well. But in the CCQT exam, it just happened a few days ago. So in that case, we saw, right? So these are the additional topics. So let's go back to understand what TCS is saying, right? So in this case, they are saying that, okay, identifying word and number pattern. So basically number series and logical series. So basically character series. So let me just show you. In fact, so we had this number series single, missing number analogy. So these two things, right? Now, problem solving. Okay. What do they mean by problem solving? Right? Now, that's a very important question. So let's go to our syllabus that we are giving here. So in the case of problem solving, you have data sufficiency, because data sufficiency would be based on quants. Like they will give you, I think in my last lecture also, they'll give you mathematical question that X age, or let's say Ram's age is 25, and his daughter, for example, let's say, is half his age, and his son is 2 times plus 3 of some age, etc., etc. Now they will tell that, okay, based upon these two statements that we've made, if you want to calculate his younger son's age, which all in would you need both statement 1, you would need statement 2, or you would need both together, or uh, insufficient data, right? So basically all of these things that they would be saying, right? So in the cases of data sufficiency would be important in this particular case. I would also say odd man out is also a part of problem solving. Maybe a mathematical problem solving is given in this particular case, right? As well, right? So which is why this syllabus stays constant in this particular case, right? Now, uh, decision making again. So in the case of decision making, you have blood relations. So they are checking your decision making skills based upon blood relation. Somebody is wife of this and this of this. So they want to check your decision making skills. That okay, can you make decisions based upon varied data, right? Uh, Decision making skills are also checked upon distance and directions. That okay, somebody moves left, then right, then this, can which direction he comes, right? Statements and conclusion, again decision making. Analogy, again decision making, right? I'd say seating arrangement and normal seating arrangement, again that is a part of your problem solving skills, right? In propositional reasoning, right? So what is a propositional reasoning? uh, you have to understand, proposition means that okay, I propose something, and then on that proposal you have to reason out something, right? So what are my proposals in this case? I'll just tell you. So my proposals are based upon data sufficiency again. My proposals are based upon statements and conclusion again. That okay, my proposal is that X is blue in color, right? And Y and X is, let's say X always looks uh, in the direction of the sun, just like sunflower. And then you are supposed to tell something, right? So again, one more thing that would be in the case would be syllogism. I'm not able to find if we mentioned syllogism somewhere here. So okay, please also add again syllogism and visual reasoning here apart from the topic that we are doing. Right. So now moving ahead further, just give me a second. Right. So now moving ahead further in the case of, have I not added quantitative aptitude? Okay. So I forgot to add quantitative aptitude. So let's go to the website itself. Right. What's the harm? It's there. I have also taken from the website. Right. So first page when you search TCS comes off Prep Insta. Good thing always. Right. In fact, if you just give me a moment, I had made the slide, but I forgot to add it. So I'll send it to myself in this case. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so these are essentially the topics that are asked in the aptitude section. So let's go back. In that case, we have a good thing that we can transition between the syllabus that is given by TCS on one page and then the other. So just give me a second. So what TCS is saying that okay, we will try to test your number system skills, right? So what do they mean by number system, right? So let's go ahead. In this particular case, we have, right. So in the case of number system, so let's say you open any particular book, right? R.S. Agarwal or whatever. So you would have first topic that there would be number system, right? So in that particular case, you would have Just give me a second. So you would have LCM and HCF as the first topic. You would be having divisibility as number system. You would be having inverse as number system, right? Basic things. LCM, HCF, number system, divisibility, inverse, and number system itself is a topic, right? So that is important. Okay, and then a few. So let's go ahead and then compare a few other things. Now, then they are saying arithmetic, right? So what do they mean by arithmetic? So arithmetic is basically working with equations, different variative questions on equations, right? So let's go ahead and check that as well. So in the case averages, again, you work with equations. Ratio and proportions, you work with equations. Algebra, you work with equations. Surds and indices, right? Surds and indices is like 2 to the power of x plus 3 is equals to 1 by y to the power of minus x something something. So, these are surds, which are basically you work in powers, right? So those. Now, again, profit and loss. Again, your basic arithmetic is checked in that particular case. Simple interest and compound interest. Your arithmetic is checked, right? Time, speed, and resistance. Arithmetic. Number, decimal powers. Again, I will say that in that case, it's a topic of LC. What was that? Number system. So number systems and powers is a topic of your number system, right? Again. So now, area, shapes, and perimeter. Your same thing. That is arithmetic. Not permutation combinations. Not even logarithm. Percentages. Your arithmetic. Pipes and systems. Arithmetic. Time and work. Arithmetic. Clocks and calendar. Arithmetic. So these are the topics of arithmetic. Right. Now I want to check this. Elementary statistic for TCS. I really want to check that. Okay, I know that there's one video that was uploaded for elementary statistic. So I'm side by side checking that video. I want to understand what they had given. Right. So because I'm sure that it would be a little wrong. Oh God. Okay. So they are teaching standard deviation, mean, and all of that. So there's one video. You Google elementary statistics for TCS. So they are teaching you mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and all of these things. No, do not study. You can study, but I will personally say do not study mean, median, mode. By elementary statistics, they do not mean mean, median, mode. You can study. We will anyways teach it in our online classes. But then again, I will tell you, we will anyways teach it. Anyways, right? But I will tell you, they do not mean this by that. So it is very less likely that you will not have this. So what do they mean by elementary statistics? Where is my pen? Here. Right. So with what they mean by elementary statistics is probability. Where's the other topic? Permutation combination. What is statistics? Statistic is based on probability, your permutations and combinations, logarithms. So that is what they mean by it. You trust my word here. They do not mean they do not mean mod, median, standard deviation, and all of this. You can study that safe side, right? But I am telling you for a fact, permutation and combinations, it is written 2 times, right? So that is what they mean. Additionally, I can say you study, but I'm saying that, okay, you will not see mean, median, mod question in TCS. If let's say, at least you will not see standard deviation question in TCS. You will not see that, okay, there is data, and then you are taking average of this data, let's say in March, month, this, and then you're calculating standard deviation, sigma, and all of these. You will not see that. Maybe mean, median, mod they will give, but in that case, that mean, median, mod is basic thing for your arithmetic, but not standard deviation. And you have something called as frequency repetition also. So for example, you have 3 1 2 3 3, so you calculate how many times 3 has come, so on and so forth. No. Okay, then data interpretation, right? So again, in our aptitude, so again, which is why I did not include this in our aptitude section, we did not include data interpretation at all, right? So TCS also does this at many times. So which is why data interpretation as a separate topic altogether, we would also be adding in our online prime video courses for TCS, and also general free mock test and free quizzes that are available, that is in the prime mock section, and the paid people for the prime mock section as well. Right. So this is essentially the syllabus for TCS. So I will again mention here, you add one more thing, that is data interpretation. Side by side, 1 2. Okay. So again, moving ahead further, important topics for programming logic, right? So in this particular case, I will say these are the important topics. A few important topics are libraries. Now, a lot of you do not focus upon libraries. So there's something called as C-type dot h, which is hashtag includes C-type dot h, just like you include math dot h. There is something called as C-type dot h. TCS asked question based upon this C-type dot h, and you were like, okay, maths dot h is also too advanced, I'll not study it. I basically know power function from maths dot h. I even don't know how to do cosine and sine and tan in maths dot h. But then they were like, okay, that's easy. Let us ask from C-type dot h, which is one of those libraries that we include. And then they mix that question with vectors. Obviously, you have, in C++, you remove this h, so you have this library C-type. Right. So a question based on vectors. So I'll tell you, there was this, in fact, today I'm supposed to teach this in our online class, which is why I'm telling you. So C-type, one question had these things, C-type dot h. Second point was, in the same question, you had concept of vectors. In the same question, you had concept of pointers. And you had input output. So you could not solve this question if you did not know C-type dot h, if you did not know vectors, if you did not know pointers, and again, basic input output is the logic that goes by, right? Size of and all of these, right? So again, these topics that I have written here are in deep, not very simple. If we've written inbuilt libraries, so in that case, it's not that okay, you will do string.h and strupr, strlwr, strrev, concat, and all of these, right? So that's very easy. TCS is asking advanced questions from this. Again, you guys do not know this. You guys are like, okay, this is the syllabus. Prepinsta said, this is what is taught in college, and it's a very famous thing. Let me just study that. But again, you will miss all of these things again, which is why you need direction in terms of studying, right? Call by value, call by reference. So there was this one particular question based upon call by value and call by reference, which had pointers in it, double pointers, right? So which is why it's important. Again, they mentioned oops. So one question based on oops was on Java, one and two questions were on C++ last year, right? So which is why you need to know both of them. How do you know? You never know. You never thought that TCS is asking Java also. You're like, okay, I am a coder in C and Python. I don't know Java. What to do? You did not even know that they'll ask Java, so you completely ignored Java also. So what will you do? Because again, you did not know guidance. So which is why I recommend that, okay, maybe our course. There's, I'll say one more good company. Right. So it will be wrong for me to say. So that particular company is also good for training. The name is also, Prepinsta. Their name is also very similar. Uh, so maybe that or us. Apart from that, all the other basic websites are not trustworthy at all. Right. So again, which is why maybe our course or that particular company's course you join, but you please join some direction in terms of online training. Please, maybe a lot of people in your college are also training, but those particular companies are not good. So I'll tell you, uh, and we also do this sometimes, right? Some colleges we are partnered with, and then they are okay, no online training, only offline training, right? So we hire people uh, for 15,000 rupees, or maybe all of those companies, and we tell them go to X college. Now, do you think that 15,000 rupees particular person would be teaching you something good, or would he know something about TCS at all? No, no. That particular person, they've given them him 30 questions, he knows how to solve that 30 questions, and he'll get done. In the case of online training, it's easy. He can choose to ignore doubts. So which is why college trainings are the worst. Sorry, I threw my pen. I hope it's working. Yeah, it's working. So again, virtual function, pure virtual function. There was this one question that came last year that was on copy constructor, which had a concept of shallow copy and deep copy. Now, maybe computer science people will know about these two words, but I don't think other people would. Maybe half of the computer science people would not know, and computer science people will agree to this. Right. So again, these are the topics. Oops is both in C and C++, anything can come. We include that in our online course as well. Right. Now, in the cases of data structures, right? So data structures, you need not know the whole coding, but you need to know that, okay, if somebody has mentioned, let's say struct node is equals to, let's say, something malloc, and then things like these. So they'll give you 4 options, which would be very confusing. One of them will have pointer, one of them will have 2 pointers, one of them will have no pointers. So you need to know which one of them is correct. So basic understandings about how stacks, queues, hashing, searching, sorting, and all of these work, not coding, just basic understanding. And so basically the level of coding wherein you can code your function and main program, but you're like, okay, I can't complete the whole code, but I know faintly that this is how it happens, right? Again, AVL trees, B trees, greedy, dynamic programming, knapsack, these are all the important topics that we have, right? So let us take this proves sir don't use made in China. Probably this is made in China, I think, maybe. This is very helpful. Clear the syllabus doubt. I was having so many issues. Thank you so much for clearing my doubts. Sir, coding scares me. Please help me. I did not know about shallow copy and deep copy. Please tell me what is this. Maybe you could join our online classes. It would be difficult for me to teach you shallow copy right now. Okay. So, what was the question? So in the case of coding, right, a lot of strings, I'll say, let's say if there are 6 slots, personally, I will say that those 3 slots will have questions on strings, half of those slots, right? So strings, very important, right? Difficult questions like strings. So for example, they'll give you a question, and I personally think that this question will come this year. I am not kidding. It is highly likely that this particular question will come in TCS this year, right? Because the kind of questions that they've set up in the past, they can't repeat it, so they have to play around with the same thing. Okay, so let's say you have, it could be anything, but for the same sake of the string, so let me take A B C B B B A B C B C A X Y Z P Q, right? So this is my string 1, this is my string 2, or my string 2 is, let's say, B A C, right? So you're supposed to find that first, what different permutations of this string, how many times these permutations have come in string 1. So you will first check BAC. Then you will check obviously these are 3 numbers, right? So 3 into 2 into 1, right? So how many? 6 permutations would be there for it. And you have to write that with the help of the code. So you'll check ABC, then you'll check CBA, and then BAC. So individually, let's say first permutation came 3 times, second came 0 times, third came 1 time. You have to add all of them and then give the final output as, let's say, 12 times. Right. So this is particularly what I particularly think one of those batches, I'll say there's a 50% probability based upon the previous type of questions that they have asked that this question will come. And I've seen the last 4 years, 5 years of TCS papers. Right. So, if I'm telling something that confidently, not that I know what TCS will give. Obviously, I don't know the exam papers. TCS will not disclose it to anybody before the exam, right? But the confidence that with what I'm saying is I know the pain points of what questions that they will ask, right? So, for example, you are in your college, so you would know, yes, today's exam palindrome of a number is coming, 100% it is coming. Why? Because you saw that, okay, it's an important question. Other batches did not have it, or let's say other question papers of previous batches did not have it, so mine will have. So again, they've played around with strings a lot. They really love strings, so they'll be asking this particular question. Right. Thank you so much for providing the link here itself. Which okay, thank you, Anjali, for that question. There would be command line programming. No, right. We'll have videos about command line programming, but command line was programming was asked in 2018, 19, but in 2020 it was not asked. Right. So, which is why we were like, a lot of people are confused. TCS released its syllabus, but you don't know what topics to study, which is why we took this lecture today, which is why I wanted to help you again, right? So that's pretty much about in terms of the syllabus. Again, how would you go ahead? You could find all the previous year papers in a very gamified format on Prep and Star, right? Everybody knows that. Again, for all of these things, which I told you, what you should study, what you should not study, these are very important, more than the teaching itself. So again, you go ahead and join our Prime video course for TCS NQT. Right. It just costs. I think we've increased the prices already. It's 21.99. When you will go to the website, you will apply this coupon code YouTube. You'll get it for 19.99. Right. So that's what you would be getting again. 120 hours of online classes. So you basically we've even exceeded ourselves. Okay. We've given you more than necessary. Again, you have plenty of time. You still have approximately 20 days. These 20 days are more than enough, I promise. If you study 6 hours a day for the next 20 days, you can still complete the course. All right. Prime mock, again, free DSA C++ courses included, which is a good thing because the same course you could use for DSA C++ learning for other companies as well. Again, you would get nano degree certifications. So certifications, as I said, are important for the interview, right? So you'll get certifications so that you can show them off as good things in the interview skills as well. Again, resume building and interview preparation we would take. So once you clear the written round, we would work upon your resume and interview preparation skill with all the people. Right. Again, all the previous year papers of TCS NQT plus real time doubt solving in the business hours. Right. So that again, Royal Pass is something that I would personally suggest because again, Accenture drive would be in like 2 weeks, or Cognizant drive would be next week or next to next week. Wipro NLTH, which is again like a TCS NQT type of drive, would be next month. Uh, IBM would be next month for national drive, right? So there are two national drives still left: IBM and Wipro NLTH. This Accenture and Cognizant are college only drives. And then again in December, you will see a lot of off campus drives. So that is important. So again, for all of those courses together, company with company, so you would get this. So companies like TCS, Accenture, Infosys, Deloitte, all of these platforms like AMCAT, CoCubes, eLitmus, TCS Ion, Metal, HackerRank, all of these aptitude course. Additionally, you will get nano degree certification in aptitude, C++, Python. Competitive coding is what we are launching next month. DBMS, OS, data science. Data science is something that we are launching next month. Machine learning, web development is something that we are launching, I think, next month. So automatically, once we launch it, and these would be certification courses, right? So you would get it automatically, right? And then again, it's not like a random screen recording like I am doing as of now. I'll show you the quality of all of these videos would be really good. So for example, we'll go to this page, which is of TCS online class. right? So in that case, you would be able to answer all of that. Sir, do we get Python nano degree also with TCS Prime? No. Python is not asked in TCS, so in that case, we'll not provide you Python. But if you go ahead with the Royal Pass, in that case, you definitely go ahead and get the Python nano degree as well, right? So that's one thing, right? Obviously, we can't provide you everything. Let the page load. Okay, definitely I will add the rate prep and stuff. Okay, so you're probably replying to the chat guy. Okay. That is scary as hell. Yes, a little scary. So, for example, the videos that we would have for even these nano degrees further would be cool videos like these. Right. So these are shot so in like a very good
my R here, and V is second to the left of R. So if V is second to the left of R, so this is first to the left of R. This is second to the left of R. So V is sitting here. This is V.
So in fact, I would like to show one of my videos, which I think is my best video that I ever shot for verbal. So again, I have to scroll a lot to find that particular video. So this is the video that I personally think that is the best video that I ever, or the best teaching that I ever did. So this is very fair. It's really, really important. Then ability to right, and then portrait that you would want to make, that you do not know. Just go ahead further. Pollution. Whole paragraph may help you understand the oxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and all of that. So you are in the reading paragraph. Right. So, for example, what is segmenting with subheadings? What does signpost word mean? Let me read it. Right. Signpost words are really important for solving reading comprehension. Not getting stuck with vocabulary is one of the things. What are negative connotations? How do you use negative connotations in reading comprehension? Personality Kaizen. What is personality Kaizen? A lot of you would not know negative connotation, personality Kaizen. What are all of these things, right? So dependent clauses, independent clauses. How do you use them to ignore? With all of these tricks, with basically, let's say if it's a 600 word reading comprehension, you would rather read 100 words only to get the answer, right? So you will save humongous amount of time with all of these reading comprehension tricks. Main idea instead of focusing upon minor details, right? So all of these things, I think personally, this is one of the best video of mine, right? So these kind of videos are very good. I'll suggest, right? So you can go ahead and join that, right? So that's pretty much about it. I have to go again. I have to take a lecture for the online class students that are there for the Prime Video students. So that is there. Right. So thank you guys for joining us. Make sure that you subscribe, and next time we think that definitely next few videos the chat would be open for all the other people as well. Right. So before leaving, all the other people who do not know, you can, with the help of Prep Insta, you will be able to predict that if you are going to get selected in TCS or not, even before giving the exam completely. Right. So that's one good thing. So you can go ahead and watch this particular video. Just give me a second. Let me go off from the screen.